This subject may be a little touchy to some bass fishermen. It's not so touchy to me anymore, but something I want to talk about. A way that a lot of folks catch bass. Something I've chose not to do for 47 plus years. I guess 48 years now. Oh my gosh. I'll be right back. We're going to talk about catching pet bass. So again, this ain't nothing new. Catching released fish. I got told once on a discussion forum that this wasn't an issue. This wasn't a real thing. The heck it ain't. When you have major tournament centers in any given body of water where a lot of fish are brought back and turned loose right there in that immediate area, some of those fish stick around. A lot of fish stick around, at least for a while. And a lot of tournament fishermen and plain old regular fishermen fish for those fish. Is it wrong? No. As long as it's legal, it ain't wrong. It's just like forward facing sonar. Is it ethical? That's what I'm going to talk about. I don't really care. I don't. What happened, I fished in one of these little tournaments Tuesday. I didn't do very good, but I did better. I figured something out that if it comes around, I found some decent fish. But anyway, I got beat by a bunch of guys. But I was surprised how many of them said they're fishing those pet fish. One of my buddies said, yeah, that's where he's fishing. He just said he can't catch them. It's tough. He's been going there. He won a tournament the week before on those fish. Not judging. I just told him. I said, I have never done that. I've never felt comfortable doing that on purpose. Now, anytime you catch a bass, you're catching released fish. It's been caught, probably been caught before. But when they're concentrated in those little areas where the weigh-ins are held, I just never felt good about it. On Lake of the Ozarks, the #1 tournament weigh-in area is Public Beach #2, the Grand Glades Arm, Osage Beach, Missouri. A lot of bass let go at that ramp over the years. Oh my gosh. Back in the early mid-90s, the Carolina rig came on real strong. Man, everybody's throwing a Carolina rig. I'd thrown them in the late 70s when I first saw them, so I was cutting edge, right? Whatever. The thing about the sea rig was, though, anybody could fish it. It's still to this day, you toss it out and you drag it back in. And it's a viable bass fishing tool, don't get me wrong. But what's happened in those days was PB2, Public Beach #2. The banks outside of that main cove where the marina's at, plus there's a little hump out there offshore. You sit there and watch the guys. I was a mile away, fishing a little creek over there, and watch those guys wait to get on that hump and go up and down in banks. And every one of them, pretty much without fail, weighed in a limit of fish. And I'm struggling to catch 3 or 4 or 2. And it set me against it. I'm out there working and trying to find things and make things happen. I did that twice, fish tournaments where I started a day or finished off a day over in one of those creeks. And the amount of boats that lined up to fish that stuff, and they fought over it too, some. Mostly it's wait to catch their fish, somebody else move in. Heck, a BSS there, 96 was one on that bank, right outside PB2. Takahiro Mori, that's where he caught them. It's using your head. I'm running over the lake, burning a bunch of gas, and trying to decipher things that are indecipherable, and they're catching the fish that are there to be caught. Is there anything wrong with it? That's what I want to know what y'all think. I don't think it's wrong as long as it's legal. Forward face sonar a little bit stronger on that, but still, it's legal. As long as it's legal. And probably the most important aspect of this to me as a struggling, trying to relearn how to do all this stuff, fisherman, is that my buddy, who's obviously an excellent bass fisherman, is doing it because he can't catch them anywhere else. He's struggling, so he's going to the percentage. He's going to where there's more bass, and it didn't do him any good Tuesday. He struggled in that tournament too, but he weighed in bass. That's a big deal to me, that it's not just some Joe Blow, some guy who's don't know nothing about fishing. Maybe that's a good fisherman, but he's going to release fish. Maybe I ought to be doing the same thing. A lot of guys are doing this. I just know for a fact he said he was doing it. I'm glad he's honest with me. It's nothing to be ashamed of unless you're cheating. Is it ethical? I'm not gonna say it's not ethical. These are still wild bass in a 58,000, 59,000 acre lake. They're not in a swimming pool. They're not in a pond behind somebody's house. They just had to be more of them in any given area because they've been released there. After that big bass bash back in October, it's still October. Well, when I'm filming this, it is. It was a tougher bite. There's a lot of 3 pound plus bass weighed in at, four or five weigh-in spots. That's some coves that were seriously restocked with decent bass, not little bass, because not very many 2-pounders are brought back into those things. It takes 3+ pounds in the fall to draw a check any given hour. So, kind of a no-brainer, I guess. I haven't done it. I've never done it on purpose. I have some places I fished before there's launch ramps put in there. They put launch ramps in. They've had tournaments there, but not as much anymore. But I was fishing those places before. One place I used to drag a john boat down the bank from the road and drag it in there and fish there and caught bass there. And now they put a ramp in there years ago. I still fish out to this day, but I looked at regatta permits. There's like 3 tournaments at that ramp all year. And those fish don't stay. Anyway, point being, not every weigh-in area is the same. The guy on the bass fishing forum who said that wasn't a real thing, it couldn't be done, that pet fish weren't viable. You take some habitat, and some ramps are better than others. Actually, PB2 is not the best spot for fish to hang around. Except for that hump, there's not a lot going on. The next cove over, though, I caught the Indian boat ramp. There's stuff there. Ed Cowan watches my videos. Appreciate you, Ed. Ed, 2-time Bassmasters Classic qualifier, knows a thing or two about bass fishing. Told me several times he fishes for pet fish. Now here's a guy who's made it to the Bassmasters Classic. He's had a decent career back in the day in BASS, a pro fisherman, fishing for release fish. So who's the dummy here? So that's all I got. Fished heavy early this week and been doing some other things. Finally got some fall weather coming in, Halloween, stuff to do at my restaurant for tonight, and have a little trick-or-treat thing for the kids. And I haven't been motivated to do a video. I've got ideas, but when you're not fishing good, it's hard to talk about bass fishing. Start thinking about deer hunting a little bit. My next tournament's in 2 weeks. I'm going to fish it. I decided to fish this last one because, dadgummit, I'm better than just not. The last one I didn't fish. I was so mad I couldn't get any fish. I wasn't on anything this time. I never caught a keeper Monday. Found a little something. We'll see. Something to expand on. Do I go fish those release fish like everybody else? Do I go look for those kind of things? Man, 48 years of doing this. There's too many bass in a lake, any given area, and that's what's driving me crazy. Is I'm not figuring them out. Maybe I ought to go fish and release fish one of these areas and spend a day and see if I can catch those bass. Maybe I can't catch those either. Oh my gosh. Silverback link in the description, y'all. Thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate it. I'm not trying to be no big hitter. I'm just being me. I'm Dale Verts. You're not. God bless you guys. Let me know what you're thinking. Appreciate it.